सब में आ रहा है कौन सा भी दे दो।
तो मोमो कर रहा है खराब है।
So, Krishna is very merciful. He makes arrangement. How? A being, remember, how a being re-establish our eternal loving relations with him. So he makes arrangement. First, Veda Purana, I am Prativedna Krishna Smrtijam, Jiveri Kriva Ekvile Krishna Krishna Kriva, or see, that it is Veda Purana.
कैसे बांध दो बड़ी करना है
wrote all this, so compiled all this Vedas, Upanishads, very literature. Krishna speaks through the Veda Purana, what is said there, it is to be understood in Tattva. Evam Govind Tattvatah, Tekta Deham Punartamana Samangiti Arjuna. It has to be understood in Tattva. Tattva Vichar. Two types of considerations are there. Apart Vichar, Tattva Vichar. Apparent consideration and absolute consideration. All of us accept apparent consideration, but it is not easy thing to accept Tattva Vichar or understanding Tattva. Therefore, Tattvadarshi Guru is required. Shastra Guru. Atma Rupe Apna Ki Saman Krishna Murtam Rahata Jiver Bhagyan. Shastra, in the form of Shastra, Vedic literature, Krishna appears or Krishna gives Vedic literature. And Guru and Krishna sends his dear devotee, which is a bona fide representative in other words also. Krishna appears as Guru, who is in the heart, as Paramatma known as Chaitanya. He assumes a body and appears as Guru. Krishna Guru Rupa Hana Shastra Pramani. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami has written that thing. Krishna Guru Rupa Hana Shastra Pramani. This is Shastra Pramani. This is the evidence given in Vedic literature that Krishna assumes the form as Guru. Sakshat Hari. He is Sakshat Hari. Guru is as good as Hari. Sakshat Hari Prena Samastata Sai Uttasatha Bhagyata Eva Sadari Kintu Tavarjya Priya Eva Tasya Bandi Guru Sri Charanarayana. In Guru Vastava, you offer this prayer every day in the morning. Guru, who is Guru, is Sakshat Hari. He is as good as Hari. He is Sevaka Bhagavan. He is servitor of Bhagavan. Krishna is Sevya Bhagavan and Guru is servitor of Bhagavan. Sakshat Hari. He is very intimate. Guru is very intimate. Very intimate, very dear. Servitor of Krishna. So, Krishna Guru Rupa Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana of Vedic evidence says that Krishna comes as Guru, assumes the body as Guru, and appears before us, those who are very, very eager and inquisitive to understand the Tattva. Otherwise, nobody can understand Tattva. So, Tattvadarshi Guru, with the seer of the truth, knower of the truth, one should approach the Guru. Sadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprasnena Sevaya Upadikshanti Sevyano Jnanina Tattvadarshina. Gita, in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says, well, Tattvadarshi, with the seer of truth, one should approach such a Guru, Pranipata, should surrender and render service to him, praise him, then humble bent of mind, very humbly you ask, inquire, Tattva. Then out of mercy, Guru will impart jnana. So, then hearing from Guru, we can understand who we are. Oh, we are Krishna Dasa. Huh? We are Krishna Dasa. Sadhu, Guru. Hearing from Sadhu, Guru, one can understand. Otherwise, conditioned soul cannot understand. Conditioned soul cannot understand. Krishna can, conditioned soul cannot understand his own Swarup. You follow? Shastra Guru Atma Rupi Apna ke jana. Krishna more Prabhu Prata Jivirajana. Krishna is my master. Master Prabhu Prata deliverer. Then you can understand. Nija tattva dhaniyar samsar nata ekena vahujiru maya korya hai. When you understand who am I, oh, I am Krishna Dasa. I am Krishna Dasa. But what I am doing? I have become Maya Das. Isn't it? Maya Das. Many, lots of time. And not become Krishna Das. Not become Krishna Das, I become Maya Das. Lots of lives I have already spent becoming Maya Das. They will say, alas, 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 why I have become Maya Das? I am Krishna Das. Hearing from Sadhu, you understand this thing. Otherwise you cannot understand. Can they only, oh, He Krishna, Amito Das, then will cry. Then will cry and say, oh Krishna, I am your Das. I am your Das. Do you understand? But I have not taken shelter at your lotus feet. I have disregarded your lotus feet. Therefore I have been suffering and put in this dreadful metal existence. So I am completely doomed. Do you understand? When you cry, when you hearing from Sadhguru, understanding one's own Swarup and Baddha Jiva conditioned soul cries in that way, Krishna immediately, who is there in your heart, wakes up, oh, he is now crying for me. He is now crying for me. My servant crying for me. Then Krishna showers his mercy on you. You understand? Krishna deva chissakti ravala maya hoy durbala. Then you get chissakti ravala spiritual strength. That comes from Krishna through sadhu. Then you will be strong. You will get strength. Then maya will be powerless. Then maya will be powerless. You will be able to kick maya and get out of the worship of maya. Otherwise, you have no strength. Baby is sagunamayi. Maya Dhruvaya, isn't it? Though Maya Shakti, illusory energy, is external energy, inferior energy, still very strong, isn't it? Very strong. You have no strength at all. So, get out of Maya. Yes. But when you get spiritual strength, Chit-Shakti Bala, spiritual strength, that strength comes from Krishna through sadhana. Then you become strong, Maya will become powerless. Then you will be able to kick Maya. Do you understand? Maya ke pichone raki Krishna pani chai. Kenuva bhujilu Maya kore hai. Do you understand? Maya ke pichone raki Krishna pani chai. And then he can push out. Get out, Maya! Get out from here! Push her back. Not looking at Krishna. You understand? Looking at Krishna. No more looking at Maya, isn't it? But Maya is so strong. And even a moment, alluring you, enchanting you, isn't it? Yes. Alluring you and enchanting you. When you step out from Maya's lap. So many years you have slept in Maya's lap. Step out from Maya's lap, hearing from Sadhguru, understanding your soul. Maya becomes very strong, furious, and shows her last strength, yes, last drop. What's this? Comes up very beautiful maiden. You understand? Very beautiful maiden. Nice flower garland in the hand. Then holding. Nice sari put on. Smiling. Tinkling, tinkling. Beautiful. And cheek. And Guru speaking. Look at Krishna, look at Krishna, you are Krishna last. Yes, Krishna is calling you. Yes, Krishna is calling you, come to me. Maya is standing, hey. Come to me. Looking there, where to go? If I really strong, gotten the real mercy of Sadhguru and gotten the strength, spiritual strength, very strong. Get out you, Maya. Ugly witch, Maya. Maya is ugly witch. Has she any beauty? Krishna is all beautiful. Kandharapakoti kamaniya vishesa suram. Beauty far excels that of crores of cupids. Is there any beauty in Maya? Bhaktaraj, are you looking at Maya? Or a Brahma looking at Maya? Completely on the top of my... Hey! Yeah, on my top now. Where do you go? Do you understand? Very Bhagavad. Such a Maya. But one who is completely surrendered and Maya Artisa, Mamivadi, Prabhuddhanti Maya Meetam Taranti. Krishna is Maya Artisa. He is the master of Maya. You understand? Maya is his servant. Completely surrender and get Krishna's mercy, full mercy. Then Krishna will tell him, hey, let him free. The Maya will let him free. Always not easy thing to get out of the process of Maya. Therefore, Sadhguru's Krupa is required. Dasya prasada, Bhagavad prasada. Sadhguru's Krupa, that's why you get Krishna's Krupa. So this is our prayer. At the lotus feet of Sadhguru, how can get that Krupa? You understand? The first Sadhguru get his mercy. Vaishnavas, very merciful, Vanthagavadurvishya, Krivasin Vivishapatidanam Pavanityo. The Vaishnavas, Vanthagavadadur, they are the desire fulfilling, free. You understand? Very, very merciful. So always, Tandir Saranasiri Bhakta Sanivas, Janami Janami Hoy Iyuvidas. Tandir Saranasiri Bhakta Sanivas, Janami Janami Hoy Iyuvidas. Life after life, there is this desire only. How can we get this opportunity of staying in the association of devotees? That is secure position. Association of sadhu and devotee is very secure position. Maya cannot enter there. You follow? Maya cannot enter there. Where such a sadhu is there, in whose heart Krishna has taken rest, Krishna has taken rest, whose heart is Vrindavan, Krishna is always there. Maya cannot enter there. You understand? One who remains in the association of sadhu, Maya cannot catch him. You understand? So this is our only desire. How life after life we get the association of sadhus. All Mahadam, all great elevated devotees, they have desire this boon, let this boon be granted to us. This sadhu sangha. Otherwise, nothing, no boon is there in material world. He is a fool who gets out of sadhu sangha. Who gets out of sadhu sangha? You understand? So, he is cut up by Maya. You understand? He is a fool. is unfortunate. Hotobhaga. He is unfortunate. He loses what he has gotten. Then can get out. So always we have to seek the opportunity of sadhu sangha. Sadhu sange Krishna naam ikmastatai. Samsar jinta kon vasuna. Only thing required sadhu sangha and the association of sadhu. Hear Krishna Katha and chant Hare Krishna, the man, then nothing is there in this material world. This is the only one required. Then you get the strength, spiritual strength, and very easily kick Maya, get out of the surface of Maya, can cross this dreadful ocean of materialistic distance. Understand? This is only prayer. So, you know Raghunath Das. No? Raghunath Das, one of the six Goswamis, and also who gave this, performed this festival, Bhagavad-Gita festival, and the devotees of Nityananda Prabhu, and he Lord, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, thereby mercy of Mahaprabhu. Nitaira Karuna Kobe, Brother Radha Krishna Pade. Get the Nitaira Karuna, mercy of Nitai. Then you get enter into Brother Bhumi and approach Radha Krishna. Nitaira Karuna, then you get Gaur Krupa, Gaura Mahaprabhu Krupa, then Krishna. This is our process, Gaudiya Vaishnava process. We beg mercy this way. So, Raghunath Das' uncle was Kalidas. Raghunath Das' uncle was Kalidas. He does one thing, Kalidas. But he only eats the remnants of Vaishnava. Throughout his life he became old. From childhood to old age. Only he eats the remnants of Krishna. You understand? Thereby he gets much. So his whole life he did it. So, once he came, many devotees are there. Mahaprabhu was there. 500 years ago, many Gaura Bhaktas were there, his associates. And Kalidas was taking the remnants of all the Vaishnavas, all the dear devotees of Mahaprabhu. If he is a Vaishnava, he pays obeisances and gives him nice presentation. Yes, if you have to give something, give it to a Vaishnava. Krishna says that thing. That Vaishnava sadhu is so dear. He is as good as myself. So, Sata Pujyam Jathaino. Sata Pujyam Jathaino. Sata Krajyam. If you want to give something, give to him, and what he gives accepts. And he should be worshipped as I am worshipped. That is it. And Kalidas was doing that. So, and one who is a Vaishnava, he doesn't belong to any caste. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi. One who says the Vaishnava has some caste, or what caste he belongs to, he is Pasandisa, Narakisa. He is a great offender, he will go to hell and suffer. So, this Kalidas is such a devotee. He pays obeisance to all Vaishnavas, presents nice presentation, gifts to all Vaishnavas, and accepts the remnants. At that time, one dear devotee of Mahaprabhu was there, a great devotee, his name was Dharu Thakur. You understand? Dharu Thakur. Dharudas though this Kavendra. Kavendra, understand? Not Kavendra. Kavendra, yes. You don't know. You don't know? Yes, Kavendra. Oh, very low caste. So, with the broomstick, cleans the road. The government employs him. Kavendra. Cleans. Kavendra, Dharu Thakur. He is born in very low caste. But he is very dear devotee of Mahaprabhu. One day Kalidas went to his house. Went to his house at evening time. And he had taken very nice honey sweet mango. Honey sweet. Very sweet mango. Ripe mango. He had taken with him, presented him, and paid Dandavat to Dharu Thakur and his wife. Both of them were great devotees. Dharu Thakur saw such a nice guest has come to our house. And Dharu, I am a low caste. Always thinks lowest of the low, as Haridas Thakur thinks himself lowest of the low. Haridas Thakur, though Namacharya, great elevated devotee, but he was born in Mohammedan family and always thinking, I am very, very low. That is nice attitude. You understand? No, right. So, guest has come, this is our etiquette. We should do the best service to our guest. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned. What to do, that Thakur immediately thought of, all right, there is a Brahman's house, there is a Brahman's house nearby, so I will make some arrangement of food there in Brahman's house. Because I am local, so I cannot prepare food and give to Dharuka, this Kalidas. He is elevated person, Brahman, you understand? So he thought in that way. So it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ami nicho jati tumi Otiti sarvotamo Ami nicho jati tumi Atiti sarvotama Om pragare karimami Omaro sevono Kare karimami tomara sevana Agya deo brahmana gore anloyandi Agya deha brahmana gore analanandi Tumi prasabhavo Obeyami Sadhuni prasabhavo Obeyami You have gotten that? This translation.
Dharu Thakur is speaking to Kalidas. I belong to a low caste, and you are a very respectable guest.
Yes.
How shall I serve you? If you will permit me, I shall send some food to a Brahmana's house, and there you may take prasad. If you do so, I shall then live very comfortably.
Dharu Thakur said like that. But what Kalidas said, Kalidaso kohe Thakuro Kripa karo more Kalidaso kohe Thakuro Kripa kara more Kumaro sonyayo Nipatito pamore Tomara darshanyayo Nipatito pamore Pavitro inui Ainundo sono হইল মোর সফল জীবন
কৃতইন মোরা সফল জীবন
এক বাঞ্ছা হয় যদি কৃপা করি
এক বাঞ্ছা হয়াজি কৃপাকারী
অদরদ দেহ পাত মোর মাথে Then Kalidas said this thing.
Kalidas replied, "My dear sir, please bestow your mercy upon me. I have come to see you, although I am very fallen and sinful. Simply by seeing you, I become purified."
দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার মন গঙ্গার পরশ হইলে পশ্চাতে পাবন দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার মন if you go to Ganges and touch the Ganges water you may be purified but দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এই তোমার মন if you go and see a Vaishnava and Vaishnava caste is merciful glance on you you immediately become purified who is greater Ganga or Vaishnava? If you go to Ganga, you may touch Ganges water, then you may be purified. But only by seeing a Vaishnava, having darshan of a Vaishnava, if Vaishnava casts his glance, merciful glance on you, immediately become purified. Such is that. And he says, Kalidas says, Pavitra hainu hui painu darshan, I get your darshan, therefore I am purified now. Yes.
I am very obligated to you, for my life is now successful. My dear sir, I have one desire. Please be merciful to me by kindly placing your feet upon my head, so that the dust of your feet may touch it.
I want some dust on your feet. Please kindly place your feet on my head. This is my desire. Kalidas said this thing. Please follow. But Kalidas said, no, I am very, very low. I am born in low caste. I am scavenger. You are very elevated Brahman. No, I cannot do it. Rather, then Kalidas said, Kalidas expressed this desire to get his dust from his lotus feet, and if Dham Thakur will put his feet on his head, but Dham Thakur was not willing. No, I am very low. You are elevated Brahman, you are born in Brahman family, I am born in very low caste, I am a scavenger. I cannot do it. And then Dham Thakur quoted some Shastra. Shastra. That one who is a Vaishnava, there is no consideration of this caste. Jai bhoje sei boro. Jai bhoje sei boro. Krishna bhoje nahi jati kuladi vichar. Jai bhoje sei boro. Ohukta hinata. One who does Krishna bhajan, there is no consideration of caste. You understand? And one who doesn't do bhajan is very low. He may be born in high caste. Name avakta saturvedi mad bhakta supada priya tasmi deyam tatugrajyu satapujya dasayam. They are quoting this. Name avakta saturvedi mad bhakta supada priya tasmi deyam tatugrajyu satapujya dasayam. One may have read 4 Vedas, acquired knowledge, basic knowledge, all 4 Vedas, Chaturvedi, but he is not my devotee. Not my devotee. Avakta. He is avakta. Non-devotee. He is not my dear. But one who is born in Sopata family, Chandal family, Davitar family, but he is my bhakta, he is very dear to me. Lord says, Krishna says, Tasmai Jayam, Tatugrajyam, Sarasapujyo, Tatayam. If you want to give something, present something, donate something, so give to him, to my dear devotee, and whatever as a prasad he gives, just accept it, and he is as worshipable as I am. This is, he quoted, Kalidas quoted this verse. Again also, these verses are there, isn't it? That verse is there, Prahlad Maharaj says in some kind of Bhagavatam, Viprada Vishada Guna Jitadara Vinda Nabho Padara Vinda Vimukhat Sopatam Varishtam Manneta Arpita Mano Batanehi Tattho Pranam Punati Sakulam Nato Urimano.
A person may be born in a Brahmana family and have all 12 Brahminical qualities.
12 Brahminical qualities, yes.
But if in spite of being qualified, he is not devoted to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who has a navel shaped like a lotus, he is not as good as a Chandala, who has dedicated his mind, words, activities, wealth, and life to the service of the Lord. Simply to take birth in a Brahmana family, or to have Brahminical qualities, is not enough. One must become a pure devotee of the Lord. If a Swapacha or Chandala is a devotee, he delivers not only himself, but his whole family. Whereas a Brahmana who is not the devotee, but simply has Brahminical qualifications, cannot even purify himself, not to speak of his family.
What are 12 qualifications? Dvadasa Guna. Not
Not in this book, but
not mentioned.
it is later on the scene.
Yes. What are 12 qualities? You understand? Brahman has 12 qualities. Many. And though these 12 qualities, but he is not a devotee. He is not a devotee. You understand? Dharmasya satyamcha dhamma tapasya amasaryam hristitikya anasuya yajnasya danancha dhudiktutancha datani vai dvadasa brahmanasya. Are there? You understand? This is Dvadas Guna, Brahmana. Dharmasya satyamcha. He follows the principles of Dharma and he never utters lie. Brahman speaks truth, careless respect truth. Satyamcha, Dhamma, Tapasya, is self-restraint. He exercises control over his mind and senses. He undergoes very austere life. You understand? Tapa, austere life, Amasaryam. He is not envious. Amasaryam. Hri. Titikya. Hri means very shy. Logya. Hri. Titikya. Titikya means tolerant. Anusuya is not envious. Yogyasya danancho. He always performs yogya. He gives also freely imparts knowledge. Jnandan. Dhudi is very, he has patience. He is not impatient. And Shrutancha, and he has acquired Vedic knowledge. He is a knowledgeable person. These are, he has taken some book, brother. These are 12 gunas. Na sudra bhavad bhaktaste tu bhagavata mataha sarvavarne sute sudra jena bhakta vatanabdane. One who is a bhakta, he is not a sudra at all. You follow? No sudra. You understand? One who is a bhakta, he is not a sudra. No sudra bhavad bhaktaste tu bhagavata mataha sarvavarne sute sudra jena bhakta vatanabdane. But who is not a bhakta? Who is not a bhakta of Janardana, Supreme Lord. He may be born in a very elevated Brahman family, but actually he is Sudra. These are Shastric evidences. This Kalidas quoted. Kalidas quoted all these evidences, Shastric evidences. So, Nishakura, one may be born in a very low caste, but he is a devotee, he is very, very elevated person, he is a Vaishnava. There is no consideration of the caste if someone is Vaishnava. When Jharu Thakur heard all these things, one is real Vaishnava sadhu, he is very humble. Radhapi Suniti, he is much humbler than a blade of grass lying on his feet. He thinks himself more insignificant than a blade of grass lying on the street. And Jharu Thakur, he is a pure Vaishnava, so he is naturally humble. By nature he is very humble. And at the same time he is born in a low caste. Then Jharu Thakur said, Suni Thakur kahi Shastro ei satyo koi sei shrestho ei jati Krishna bhakti hoye Ami nicho jati amar Nai Krishna bhakti Ami nicho jati amar Nahi Krishna bhakti Anya aise hoy amar Nahi aise sakhi Anya aise hoy amar Nahi aise sakhi. So hearing all these Shastric evidences quoted by Kalidas, what Jharu Thakur said. Yes,
hearing these quotations from the revealed scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Jharu Thakur replied, yes, this is true, for it is the version of Shastra. It is true, however, for one who is genuinely advanced in devotion to Krishna. Such a position may befit others, but I do not possess such spiritual power.
I do not possess I mean, so that, yes.
I belong to a lower class and have not even a pinch of devotion to Krishna.
I have no pinch of devotion. Yes. Anya is hoy, amar nahi is someone else who is a Krishna bhakta, devotee of Krishna, all these are applicable to him. But it is not applicable to me. I am not a Krishna. I have no pinch of devotion in Krishna. It's so humble. He said in that way. Then Kalidas became disappointed. Oh, Jharu Thakur is cheating me. Yes, he's cheating me. What shall I do? He became disappointed. All right. I have brought these mangoes for you. So I offer it to you. Please accept it and offer it to your Lord. All right, I am bid goodbye. I'm leaving. Become disappointed. He stood up to leave, go. And this etiquette. Guest has come and is going. You must go with him somewhere to bid him farewell. It's not that you'll sit tight in your room, let's get yes, go. No, you should stand up and go with him. Yes, somewhere. You understand? This is etiquette. So, Jharu Thakur went with Kalidas and paid respect, followed him somewhere, and then bade farewell, all right. Then he returned. When he returned, what Kalidas did, that Jharu Thakur has gone somewhere, so Kalidas, his footprints are there on the ground. Kalidas took some dust from there, and the footprints, you understand? Then I got the dust. He took some dust from the footprints and smeared all over his body. Oh, very nice ornament. Yes. Do you understand? This ornament. Then Kalidas hid himself at the backside of his house. You understand? Yes, he hid himself there. Jal Thakur then offered that very sweet, like mango. So Krishna, in fact, both husband and wife ate it. And the skin and seed flew out at the back side of the house. And this Kalidas was hiding there. Kalidas was hiding there. And then he got the remnant. Now I'll get the remnant. Now I get the remnant. He's very clever, you see. So then got remnant and very gladly ate that. Ate that skin. And also sucked that seed. Yes, I got the remnant now. And he became ecstatic. Getting such remnants, Kalidas became ecstatic. You understand? So, after a few days, Kalidas went to Jagannath Puri Dham. Mahaprabhu was staying there. So, Kalidas went to meet Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu every day goes to the temple of Jagannath to have the darshan of Jagannath. And before, you might have seen, there are 22 steps in Jagannath Puri, isn't it? 22 steps. Have not you seen? Arey Baba, you are not inside. But from outside you cannot see. Yes, 22 steps, the door is open. So you can from outside you can see. 22 steps are there. So, every day when Mahaprabhu goes from the darshan of Jagannath, then when the first step begins, so Mahaprabhu washes his feet there. First step begins, washes feet, there is a little hole, and that the all water is put in that hole. You understand? Yes. And Mahaprabhu's personal servant was Govinda. His personal servant Govinda. And Mahaprabhu has strict order. Govinda, you should see, nobody will take this water. Mahaprabhu's feet washing water. Nobody will take this water. It was strict instruction to Govinda, and Govinda asked it. Nobody will take that water. Do you understand? But the day this Kalidas went there, Kalidas went there, and Mahaprabhu washed his feet. And Kalidas took 3 handful of water and drank it. And Mahaprabhu didn't debar him. That means he has gotten some mercy by getting the remnants of such a Vaishnava. But everybody is devoured, nobody can take that water. But this Kalidas was not devoured. You follow? He drank 3 handful of water. Mahaprabhu, it was in water. And also that day Govinda gave some remnants to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu took prasad at a long time, his remnants given to Kalidas. He got some mercy. Then Kalidas got some mercy. Mahaprabhu mercy. How can we get? Because he has gotten taken some remnants of the Vaishnava. It's so powerful. So in presence of Tamasa Kaviraj Goswami Namcham, Tate Vaishnavero Jhutha Khao Chari Gunavaro Tate Vaishnavera Jhutha Khao Chari Gunavara Jaha hoite Paivali Jo Bachito Sobokaro Hoite Krishniro Usto Mahaprasado Namo Krishniro Uchisaya Mahaprasado Nama Bhakto Seso Hoile Mahaprasadachana Bhakta Sesha Hoile Mahaprasadachana Bhakta Podo Dhuriyadu Bhakta Podo Podo Bhakta Pada Dhuriyadu Bhakta Pada Jala Bhakta Bhukta Avasito Inamohavo Bhakta Bhukta Avasita Yes, reading this.
Therefore, giving up hatred and hesitation, try to eat the remnants of the food of Vaishnavas, for you will thus be able to achieve your desired goal of life. The remnants of food offered to Lord Krishna are called Mahaprasad. After the same Mahaprasad has been taken by a devotee, the remnants are elevated to Mahaprasad. The dust of the feet of a devotee, the water that has washed the feet of a devotee, and the remnants of food left by a devotee are three very powerful substances.
Three very powerful substances. Dust of a Vaishnava and feet washing, water of a Vaishnava, and remnants. These three are very powerful substances. Yes. If someone gets these three, definitely gets Krishna Prema. Yeah, gets Mercy Mahaprabhu, gets Krishna Prema, and example is Kalidas. Example is Kalidas. Kalidas is the example. How he got the Mercy Mahaprabhu. Drank the tree and full of water, nobody can touch it, and got the remnants of Mahaprabhu. You understand? Their full life, he was only accepting the remnants of Vaishnava, and especially accept how he accepted in such a, cleverly way. Got the dust of Jadu Thakur and got the remnants of those had got only pure. This is the teachings there. Teachings are from Vaishnavas. Vaishnava means very elevated devotee. Very, very elevated devotee. Premi Bhakta was gotten Krishna pure. Completely pure Vaishnava. That is Vaishnava. His remnants and his dust from his feet and his water. These are very powerful. This is the Gantha, the Kalidas is the example. Therefore, Pati Janme Koriyasa Saroni Rudhuri Narottame Karodaya Apona Pati Janme Koriyasa Saroni Rudhuri Narottame Karodaya Apona Narottame Thakur sings such nice songs. Every bath after bath, Vishnu Thakur, I beg for the dust of the lotus from my feet. Narottame Karodaya, please shower your mercy on Narottam Thakur. That Narottam Thakur belongs to you. Belongs to you. Please don't refuse Narottam Thakur to give us mercy on the dust of the lotus. Padisan Vipariyasa. So will we, Narottame Karodaya Apona. That Narottam Thakur sings of song, nice song. And one those who are Vaishnavas, they are very, very humble. very humble. They think themselves more insignificant than a blade of grass. I am the lowest of the low. I am the lowest of the low. The humbleness, the humbleness, and one is desirous, is very eager and desirous of getting some mercy of Mahaprabhu, and they should first get the mercy of the Vaishnavas, those who are such elevated Vaishnavas. And without hesitation, without lajja, shyness, take the remnants of the Vaishnava, elevated Vaishnava, take some dust from his lotus feet and take some water. Put your thing, water of devotion is a very powerful substances, and one who gets is very fortunate, definitely will get Krishna prema, and the life will be perfect and successful. Thank you very much. If you really get once, it's such a powerful substance. If you really get once, then you are such a fortunate fellow. And you will get always, what to speak of here? Understand? So?
Something with that Krishna become servant.
Yes! We are servant of the servant of the servant of the yes. Definitely.
These three things are being described as being very powerful. And we see that sometimes devotees, they get these three things, but they don't always get, it doesn't seem they always get these results that are described here. We see that many times it seems the devotees, they get these three things, but it doesn't seem that they get the results that Kaviraj Goswami is describing here. So how is that?
No result.
You also, you're just saying that they don't get, so maybe that's some indication, but what does that mean? You say if they really get.
Yes. If you really get, then it's so fortunate. What is the question?
What does that mean if they really get?
You really get the dust of such a Vaishnava. Such a Vaishnava. Very elevated Vaishnava. Mahabhagavata. Mahabhagavata, elevated Vaishnava. Yes.
If one gets it and he doesn't have faith in it, will it work anyway or not?
He has no faith, then how will it work? Rather he commits offense. Yes, it is said. You have faith. You understand? You have faith. Others have no faith. You can't have faith. Non-devotees have faith. No. One who knows this thing, one who hears from Sadhguru, he has faith. And one is very eager, how can he get it? Only he can get it. But mercy, otherwise you have no eagerness. You don't want it, how can you get it? You follow? I say, Mahaprabhu's strict instruction. Govinda, nobody can touch it, nobody can take this water. But no restriction was there for Kalya. Why? Because he deserves it. He is such a Vaishnava. He has gotten so much. He deserves it.
And in his middle age, he will give up family life and become a sadhu. He will acquire high knowledge and important place on the map of sadhus. He will build temples, he will make gopas get bread. Lastly, the astrologer said that God himself has sent this child from his abode to the material world for preaching his message and for the deliverance of the conditioned souls. even often time, Srila Prabhupada actually said that this is Govind Swami, that Krishna accepted, that it was not just an ordinary person. And of course, when he was, yes, he was married for that 20-something years or so. He was married. He had like 7 children. But in his mid-age, when he was 45 years old, he gave up family life. He gave up family life. Actually, in the middle of the night, he left home, just took a bus and left home, and addressed the rest of his saddle, and I went travel to the Himalayas, travel in the Himalayas, and meeting different sadhus. However, when he was in the Himalayas, he could not meet any genuine sadhu, because in the Himalayas everyone's pretty much in my body. So everyone's pretty much in my body. So then he decided that Krishna's place is Vrindavan. So let me go to Vrindavan. And if I go to Vrindavan, so Krishna will definitely show me his sadhu, who will be my eternal spiritual master. So he came here to Vrindavan. And that time, when he first arrived in Vrindavan, he stayed at one Vrindavan temple. And that time, because he was like a Mayavadi, he didn't have a seeker. So they thought that he was a Mayavadi, so they kicked him out. Because he was Mayavadi. And then as he was walking around Ramariti, he saw a sign, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And he got it back to go to the magazine. So he got, and then I read that, so he saw that Srila Prabhupada was actually here. That Srila Prabhupada was the financial minister was here. This was in 1974 that he came. And when he came to Krishna Balaram and so that time he went to Prabhupada's house and permanently Prabhupada because he said he wanted to meet Prabhupada. So rather than that, went inside to Prabhupada and come Prabhupada that there is one sadhu that I'd like to see. So Prabhupada said, okay, bring him in. So he went inside and when he met Prabhupada, the first question that when Prabhupada asked him, what is your name? He said that his name is Govind. He said, my name is Govind. And then Prabhupada asked him that, are you taking a sannyasi yet? He said, no. So Prabhupada said, I'll give you a sannyasi. So he said, from that moment on, he said that yes, he said he was convinced within his heart that this is his eternal spiritual master. And immediately he surrendered to Prabhupada immediately. And just not long after that, Srila Prabhupada gave the initiation in Bombay and in Mayapur. And then within 1 year, he was Raja Krishna Balaram Mandir. He was known as Govind Swami, where he took science. I don't know if you remember the performance there. So he took science Raja and Vrindavan. And of course, he was given a very responsibility of translating Prabhupada's book into Korean language and also to establish Krishna consciousness in Orisha. And one of the interesting pastimes was that when the foundation of the Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar was being established, and Srila Prabhupada had gone there. This was February of 1977. At that time, because it was just a structure that was no building, so there was just like a small tent which the Buddhists were living in. At that time, Srila Prabhupada, the devotees, Srila Maharaj, they had organized a place for Prabhupada to stay in the city, Prabhupada to stay in the city. Whereby, that when Srila Prabhupada arrived in Bhubaneswar, when they had taken Prabhupada to the place where he was supposed to stay, the Srila Prabhupada said, no, I want to stay where my disciples are staying. So Srila Prabhupada stayed at the same tent, which when he was staying, before the government building, there was 2 tents. One tent was like Prabhupada, and the other one was Srila Prabhupada. So this so Prabhupada decided to stay in the tent. He wanted to stay, in a nice accommodation, with the Bodhisattvas already. So there's a lot to talk about Maharaj, a lot of wonderful histories is there, particularly by a couple of books which have been compiled for his biography. So if you can read it, that he was not an ordinary person. So wonderful book.
Amayam Didati Savarandigam Aradhanastrinandante Vidamya Che Puna Puna Srimarupa Padambujo Dilisyam Janmajandani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Panchakalpatrubhishta Kripa Sindhuveva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So we're very fortunate to be here on this most auspicious day of the 90th appearance festival of His Grace Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. As we heard, he was more fortunate than us. He was born a Vaishnava. We had to go through hell and all kinds of hellish life, but from the very beginning of his life he was a Vaishnava. And he's actually originally a Vrindavan devotee, because he met Prabhupada. We just heard how he met here, Prabhupada, but he didn't spend much time in Vrindavan, although when I was president I visited Bhubaneswar. Maharaj was there. I told him to come, but somehow that Bhubaneswar project was his Vrindavan. As he sat there, as we just heard, it was just a tiny little hut out in the middle of nowhere. Now our temple is the middle of the new Bhubaneswar. All the buses go right by our temple. You have to see our temple. Everybody sees our temple. He did a lot of, I heard my godbrother Pundarik stayed there at that time. It was practically no facility whatsoever. It was out in the middle of nowhere. So he did a lot of penances and austerities. And now beautiful Krishna Balaram temple is there. Very wonderful, so many people coming. Unfortunately, because he never came to Vrindavan, I never got much association with him. But I do remember when I went there, that time to Bhubaneswar, he was very kind to me. And we just heard in his Purvashram he was teacher, and I felt that when he would give class, he would have a big stack of books, and he would make some point, be reading the Bhagavatam, then he'd pull one book, read some passage that supported his point, he'd sing some bhajan, and he would teach just like a teacher, very authoritatively. He would speak strictly from scripture. And he was always laughing, he was always very jolly. So I just remember that big stack of books and making the points and just laughing. So, you think you can enjoy in this material world, huh? This is a safe place of suffering only. He was so wonderful. I feel very unfortunate that I didn't get much association. I invited him many times to come to Vrindavan, but that Bhubaneswar project was his Vrindavan, and he made it a Vrindavan. Beautiful Krishna Balaram, beautiful Lord Jagannath is there, and who else is there? Gaur Nitai. I said Jagannath. Radha Gopinath. That's the Gopinath is there. So beautiful place he made, and I saw that he had a lot of respect from all the village, Bhubaneswar is not exactly a village, the local people had great respect for him. So many young boys were coming to hear his classes. As we heard, so many of my godbrothers, his godbrothers, were inspired. We know there was some difficult times after Prabhupada left, but many people were inspired by him. So I wasn't really prepared. I just came from 24 hours of flight. I still can't keep my eyes open. So We are but we felt it our duty to come here anyway, even though we can't keep our eyes open, to speak something in glorification of this wonderful personality who preached the Krishna conscious movement in the Oriya language, because that was two places Mahaprabhu spent most of his time, was Bengal and Orissa. So he fulfilled Prabhupada's desire that Krishna consciousness be spread in the Oriyan language, and we feel very fortunate to be here today. His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Namaste Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Gaur Govind Goswami Niti Namine. Namaste Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Today I am very fortunate soul, so I should not say any that I had been to this place to attend this Janmashtami festival, Srila Gurudev's appearance day and Srimati Radharani's appearance day. It is their causeless mercy, because never in my life I attended all these programs in Vrindavan, although I am already reached the age 60. So we are generally observing all the festivals in Bhubaneswar, and Gurudev's special instruction is there. In all of the festivals, you should not go anywhere else, you should stay in Bhubaneswar and observe the festivals. That's why we are not getting the opportunity. But next year we are going to celebrate the 25th disappearance of Srila Gurudev. Perhaps it is His mercy that I am here with all of you. Srila Gurudev, from his childhood, he came from a Vaishnava family, and his mother was Pat Mahadevi and his father was Ishwar Chandra Manik. Their family business was to sell, this brass items and repairing different brass items from village to village. So in that way, they are maintaining their family. And Srila Gurudev has one of his brother, his name was Krupa Sindhu, and Gurudev's name was Brajabandhu. All these names are of Supreme Lord Krishna's name, and mother was taking more care for both of them. And when Gurudev was a very small child, about 3 to 4 years age, he was coming to his maternal uncle's house, that's Gadaigiri, and there he was mostly attracted by Gopal, because he was a very dear devotee of Gopal. All of you might have seen, or some had not seen, but the picture is there. So Gopal was very much liking and very funny with Srila Gurudev, and he was always with Gurudev, which the villagers could not see. Once in an occasion, Gurudev was moving, village children are moving a small cart. Cart means having 3 wheels and a triangular shape and a frame. They are pushing it on the village roads. So Srila Gurudev, when he was a small child, he was moving with that cart, and his mother had brought some, ripened guavas, just tightened it there, that if Baji, his name was Brajabandhu, but they are telling his name in nickname as Baji. If Baji wants, he can take this guavas. So ultimately, when Gurudev was moving that cart on the village road, he was asking somebody not to touch this guava. So the parents and others, they told, he is alone, who is there to talk? So they just asked him in between, who are you to just talking, and who is he? Now Gopal is asking me, give me this ripened guava, I want to eat. But he is telling, no, I will give you after I will push this cart and after my play will over. And they are surprised that how this small boy is with connection with Gopal, and he likes Gopal. And he just his everyday affairs to collect few flowers from the locality and make some garlands for Gopal. And he has no idea of worship or anything. So
only with some, at that time some Deepa's lamps are available, he was offering it to Gopal. And sometimes also some eatables are given to him, he was offering it to Gopal. And he was very much fond of giving, recitations from, in Odisha there is, nowadays also it is, people are reciting a poem form of Srimad Bhagavatam. And our Gurudev was reciting that Bhagavatam regularly in front of Gopal, including Ramcharitmanas and Ramayana. And it was very much pleasing to Gopal also. Gurudev was very intelligent, so when he was of age 13, he wanted to have some material education, because his village boys, they are going to schools, he has a desire, he has no money, so he was very much in mood to just attend the exam. So in that case, he was just going to Gopal and telling Gopal, I have a desire to have some education, can you please help me? Gopal immediately responded him. He told, you do one thing, your village, these boy friends, they have some syllabus books. You bring those books and I will tell you the exact topics. You will prepare yourself and you will pass the exam. You see how from the very tender age they have their reciprocation. Dear devotees of the Lord, they are having their intimate relationship with the Supreme, so their reciprocation is also accordingly made. So ultimately, Gaur Govind Maharaj brought these syllabus books from his village boyfriends, and thereafter he was just sleeping in the night. Gopal came in dream and told all the subjects he was telling him, because he is the master of the, these crores and crores of this universes are coming out from this Karana Disai Vishnu is expansion of Gopal. So it's not a very big job to him. So he narrated everything and also told Gaur Govind Maharaj, if you will sleep, you will forget it. So now you should note it down everything. And because Gaur Govind Maharaj has a very sharp memory and very intelligent he was, so ultimately by the advice of Gopal, he noted everything. And the moment any subject that exam was coming, because he has been privately appeared, so he has less time to go to school, so he was going only to appear at the centers where exam center was fixed by the government board of secondary education. So ultimately when result came out, in that area he stood fast in the exam. And because at that time if somebody was very meritorious coming with some positions, people from 10 to 12 numbers of villages coming to see who is that guy having so much intelligence and stood fast in the exam. So in this way he was very much got the blessings of Gopal. Thereafter he got a job in this high school, in local high school there, and he was an assistant teacher there, and simultaneously he was just maintaining his family with that salary. But his father and mother both wanted him to marry, but he from the very childhood and also when he was in his after matriculation of age 14 to 15, he was not interested to marry. But father and mother, they are very much depressed that the son is not listening to our words. Observing their situation, psychologically he was very much shocked that how can I satisfy my parents, and ultimately had agreed to marry. And in this way, in the nearby Kendrapada subdivision, there was a Patpura village where Balaram Nandi was a gentleman and his eldest daughter was Basanti Dei. So the marriage was fixed, and Gurudev told, nowadays there are so many reciprocation with the both the sides, brother sides, son sides or daughter-in-law side, or daughter side or son-in-law side, so that they are fixing date everything. And they are looking at each other, if they will choice, otherwise the marriage will be done or not done. But now, at that time, what the parents fixed, we are supposed to accept it, honoring their words and on their selections, and ultimately married. Thereafter he appeared again in intermediate in arts exam. Similarly also, because he has no chance to go to the colleges and to spend money, so ultimately within 1 month and 5 days, he appeared at Utkal University Intermediate Arts Examination. By the grace of Gopal, he stood second in position in Utkal University. and was surprised how this village boy is coming without any guide or any tutor and any proper syllabus books, and he's just staying in the village and appeared within 1 month and 5 days and appeared and stood second in position in Utkal University. At that time Utkal University was very good reputation, and exam system and syllabus was very, very high, and everybody appreciated it. So thereafter he was transferred to Talacheri High School. There he was giving teachings to the boys, and he was very much very sincere and very regular in his teachings. Then he went to, thereafter he was transferred to this Anugul High School, and there he was just giving teachings simultaneously. He was practicing to read Gita and Bhagavatam also, and when time permits he was teaching them to the students there. Again he was transferred to Athagad High School, Vidyapit, Bishambar Vidyapit. There he was giving the students the teachings of Gita and Bhagavatam, and himself was doing pranayam, yoga and asana. In this way he was very much acquainted with this philosophy of Gita and Bhagavad and teaching to them, and they are very much happy. And he was so much simple and very much lovely to the students, and is very much cooperative to the staffs and headmaster. All were very much good liking to him, very good impression in him. Thereafter he was in a mood to go to Radhanath Training College in Cuttack to have his bachelor in education training, and he just spent there 2 years, and he was succeeded in his exam and came back. Then he was shifted to Kujanga High School, and in Kujanga High School he was just giving his teachings, and he was arranging satsanga. Every day, regularly, evening time, he was arranging satsanga and inviting everybody, and prepared Khechudi Prasadam and distributed to all the gatherings there. And when he was, his time was for class, the teacher who was in the class, before his class in the room, before he leaving, he was just present before 1 or 2 minutes and loitering there when I will go to the classroom to give teachings. He has very good expertise in English, mathematics, science and physical education. He was PET there, physical education teacher there, and he was coming with a small cane in his hand to the school field. Whoever is coming late, he will mark who is coming in time. Okay, if some students are very, very slow in their coming to that physical education class in the school field, with that cane he was beating them. Very slowly and gradually, who is late, he was giving more beatings. Not that to just punish them, but to make them sincere in the class. In this way, when he was in Kujanga High School, his he was developed, his greed was developed to how to be renunciant from his family life. Why? Because in all the states almost the summer vacation is very long days. So he preferred to go to different place of pilgrimage to find out real sadhus or Vaishnavas, to associate with them and to get their teachings. So in the moment he was to Haradwar Rishikesh one occasion 1974, and he told this, definitely you have that you will leave home soon and you should prepare yourself. So he came back to his house and he wrote a resignation letter from the his teachership program, and went to nearby Kakudia Mutt. The village Mutt is there. He spent one night there, and then the next day he came to Gadaigiri Gopal's temple. There he spent one night, took prasadam, and next day he prayed, Gopal, now I am prepared to go to take a renounced order of life and live my family life. So I want your permission. If you give me the permission, then I will go ahead. Because he was dear to Gopal, Gopal wanted him to just preach all over Odisha and globe. So he ultimately left his Gopal's temple and came to Cuttack. There was a Marwadi restaurant near College Square, Cuttack. He took a meal there. At that time meal was cost, that was vegetarian meal, 5 rupees per plate. Thereafter his disciple was Swayambhu Swami, he was at that time Subhas Naik, thereafter initiation his name was Swayambhu Das, and he got initiation from sannyas initiation from Sripad Maharaj, his name was Swayambhu Swami, he was accompanying him at that time. So he told Swayambhu Maharaj, Subhas, now Krishna had listened my prayer, you should not accompany me anymore, now I will move around India to find out my true bona fide spiritual guide. Ultimately, he left Cuttack and came to this Haridwar, then to Rishikesh, because Ganges is flowing in different directions there. He was looking after a sheltered place so that he will spend one night there. He found a small thatched cottage, very in a dilapidated condition. So nearby big stone was there. He thought it's better to spend one night and thereafter I'll see different modes to find out my spiritual guide. When I was sleeping in the night, by 2 o'clock he woke up from his bed, not bed, that stone, big piece of stone. He found a big, very long size cobra was covering that stone. He was surprised. What is this? Then he prayed to Gopal and immediately it came to his notice, oh, it is Anantadev who is protecting me tonight because I am alone here. You see how the consciousness of a devotee is. If you could have been there, you could have heart attack and died at that time there. Forget about Krishna consciousness. That is I am telling about my impression on this. So ultimately, when I was praying Gopal, immediately that big serpent left that place and he took his bath in Ganges and thereafter went to different mutts there. But because he has some idea of Gita and Bhagavatam, he was asking those mutts, different authorities, some questions they could not answer. So it was a very strong debate with Gaur Govind Maharaj. So ultimately they told, get out. Yes, I am going out. So in this way he moved around almost all the places. But his desire, if I will be not successful in getting my guru, then I will again go back to my place again. So ultimate destination is Vrindavan. If in Vrindavan I will find out my guru, it is okay. Otherwise I leave the place and again go back to my village. So ultimately when he came to Vrindavan 1974, he had stayed in different mutts at that time in Vrindavan. Not so much mutts, but still had spent some of the mutts in that places. When he was moving, he found in Ramanreti there is a construction is going on and some cottages are there. In one of the cottage said there is Aj Prabhu Ishwar Prabhu told, big signboard, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Then he questioned himself, it is an international society, why it has no branch in Odisha state? How it is international society? And founder Acharya is Prabhupada, so can I meet him? And ultimately he gave a slip and as Prabhu told, Brahmananda Prabhu arranged. At that time, Prabhupada, after taking little lunch, he was taking rest. He was not allowing anybody to come to him. But when the sleep was there and Brahmananda Swami explained everything, then Prabhupada allowed him to come. And he was with a gamucha in his body and one gamucha in his shoulder. Looks like a mendicant sadhu. And he himself gave his name. Gopal is there and he added Gaur Gopal Das. He was always identifying himself the Gaur Gopal Das. So he told it and Prabhupada got some information of him and Prabhupada had explained. Prabhupada asked him, have you taken sannyas? I will give you sannyas. Then he was confirmed that he is my divine spiritual master. Then Prabhupada told one of his servants, bring one back to Godhead and give him some papers, chair table. He will translate into Hindi. I want to see his Hindi translation. Then Gaur Govind Maharaj, within a fixed time of his seva, made very nice Hindi translation and gave it to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was very much happy. He told, you have very good idea on Hindi, so I will shift you to our Hyderabad farm. There you will have to translate most of my books into Hindi language. There he stayed with other devotees and serving nicely, and some books also came out in Hindi by his Hindi translation of Srila Prabhupada's books from English to Hindi. Thereafter, Prabhupada asked him to come again to Mumbai. And in Mumbai, he told him that now I will give you first initiation. He initiated with him name as Gaur Govind Das. And he again sent him that you should be there. And when we'll Gaur Govind asked him, you are international society, but you have no branch in Odisha. So why you have not been to Odisha? Now you will take me to Odisha. Now how can I take you? Anyhow, it's the now I am initiating with Prabhupada, so later on we'll see. So he came to Hyderabad farm. Again Prabhupada went to Western world and he came back to Mumbai. Thereafter he gave him Gayatri initiation, and at that time when Prabhupada is very much successful in his preaching program, he brought some Western devotees with dhoti, kurta and shaving head and kanthi and japamala and tilak, everything. Then the Mumbai peoples came to know that Prabhupada had made some wonderful programs. So they arranged one program to greet Prabhupada, and big Pendal program was there. And this Chamber of Commerce president invited Prabhupada on certain day. So Prabhupada asked Gaur Govind Maharaj to accompany with him. And ultimately when he was in the Pendal, the president of the Chambers of Commerce declared, today we have a very prominent guest, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON with us, and he will deliver his experience in of his preachings in Western world, and be attentive and hear to him and ask some questions after his lecture is over. When microphone was given to Prabhupada, Prabhupada declared, today's speaker is His Grace Gaur Govind. Please come forward and give your speech. I know Gurudev was very skinny, and Prabhupada, declaration was for Prabhupada, and Prabhupada immediately spoke Gurudev's name. Gurudev was out of fear, he was trembling like anything. Skinny boy. Prabhupada, I am not prepared, Prabhupada, it is for you. Again Prabhupada declared, today's speaker is His Grace Gaur Govind. Please come and give your speech. Then Gurudev was undone. He was surprised how Guru is testing me. Oh, she was out of nervousness and everything. Prabhupada repeatedly told, and he gave his lecture praying Prabhupada's mercy and with mantra of Prabhupada and everything. He narrated and he just continued the topic for 2.5 hours, giving all philosophical quotations, everything. Then Prabhupada told that, give me the microphone. Anybody has any question, please ask Gaur Govinda, she will answer you. Horrible it is. So Gurudev was just praying Prabhupada, whatever question was coming, whatever Prabhupada's mercy was there, he was explaining. Thereafter Prabhupada told, all of you satisfied? They told, okay. Then Gaur Govind Maharaj went and paid obeisance to Prabhupada. Prabhupada told, you are fearing, you are nothing. A very good presentation, very good question answer. You are not telling you everything is within the heart. Then Gurudev told, that's the real exam of Prabhupada to me. And ultimately he came to serve again in Hyderabad farm. And in the year 1975, this Vrindavan ISKCON's temple, Krishna Balaram temple, was prepared for opening and installation of Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balaram, Radha, Shyam Sundar. So at that time, when Prabhupada was busy with preaching program, and he had just sent Gaur Govind Maharaj to Bhubaneswar because he got a patch of land from Chavi Kanungo. She was the third daughter-in-law of the then Governor Nityanand Kanungo of West Bengal and Bihar. And ultimately, previously Prabhupada had met with that Chavi Kanungo in Calcutta, our temple at 3C Albert Road. And Prabhupada told, where you are from coming? And now nearby. What's your husband is doing? He's the general manager in Coal India Company. Now, what's business? Now you want that we have a patch of land, you can take it for your temple. Now, of course, I have no land in Bhubaneswar or Orissa and will do it. But is that land is free of all litigations? How many brothers and sisters you are? Now we are total 8 numbers of brothers and sisters. Now I am giving you 3 months time, consult them. If nobody is objecting, then I will accept the land. And ultimately they are willing to give their willingness to donate the land to Prabhupada. And ultimately Prabhupada sent Gaur Govind Maharaj to national number 5 Nayapalli village, that Bhubaneswar city. At that time it was outskirts of Bhubaneswar city, very dangerous place. In the noon period nobody was interested to go, and there was very much Rajani was there, and kidnapping was there, and so many nonsense things are there. Still Prabhupada sent some devotees from Mayapur and Gaur Govind Maharaj to Bhubaneswar, and they just marked the land, and ultimately he came back. So Prabhupada told, now it is your duty to stay in Bhubaneswar, make a cottage and do your bhajan and translate my books into Oriya and offer your items prepared for the deities, offer it and take it as a prasadam and preach in Orissan town and village. And whenever anything requires, please correspond with me. And ultimately he sent Bhagavat Prabhu and others to assist him. But Bhagavat Prabhu, they are just Vaishnavas. They told Gaur Govind, Prabhu, we can't stay here. It is a very isolated place, and so many poisonous snakes and scorpions are here, and we'll close the center here and we'll go back to Prabhupada. No, Prabhupada told me, in this way there are regular word fighting us there. And ultimately he wrote, Prabhupada, when will give me sannyas? Always they are threatening, you can't stay alone, we will not allow you, please go with us. Then Prabhupada called him to come. And ultimately he went to, he came just waiting for this opening ceremony. So he told him at that time, just go to Hyderabad village farm, and there I will instruct you, will come. On Ram Navami day, Prabhupada inaugurated this temple, Krishna Balaram temple. So that day he had initiated two sannyasis. One was Tripurari Swami, and nobody knows who is the other person. So ultimately he asked Gaur Govind Maharaj that you should prepare for the others who are taking Harinam and Gayatri, their paper plates and all ingredients for Havanas. And when I will give you indication, you will come and put on your this sannyas dress with danda and sit, and I will start immediately the Havan. So ultimately, as per the Prabhupada's direction, Gaur Govind Maharaj was doing all these things. And when all the Havan was going to start, Prabhupada gave his instruction, indication. And immediately Gaur Govind Maharaj came and put on his sannyas dress with danda and sat down, and Prabhupada started Havan. In the meantime, he declared, today we are getting two sannyasis. One is His Holiness Tripurari Swami, another is His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami. And when the everything program was over, Prabhupada went to his room and to give Gayatri to the devotees who were present there. Immediately, good numbers of Western devotees, they rushed to Prabhupada's room and highly objected. Why, Prabhupada, you had given sannyas to a man coming from a remote part of a state which is unknown to everybody, and is recently joined, only 6 to 7 months in the society, and you have awarded him sannyas? It is not proper justice, Prabhupada. It is really injustice. We do not agree with your all these programs. Then Prabhupada told, I am the judge, you are not the judge. You are all practicing Vaishnava, he is born Vaishnava. So what harm that I had given him sannyas? This was the answer. I do not know, Prabhuji, please excuse me, but I heard from Srila Gurudev, I told all of you all these things. So ultimately Gurudev Prabhupada said, now you are rest assured, nobody will object you or complain you or to disturb you, go back to Bhubaneswar and start your programs. And Gurudev has a desire to bring Prabhupada to Bhubaneswar. Ultimately, he got the knowledge, information that Prabhupada is gradually becoming more and more sick of his traveling regularly to Western world, Europe, Australia, other parts of the world, and coming back to Bhubaneswar or India, not Bhubaneswar, Indian different cities. So he ultimately had just made, I'll finish it because you had given me the chance. I am very much, aspirant to speak, but I had the honor to the sannyasi, our Pravadhan Saraswati Maharaj and Vaishnava to speak. But once you are giving it is Gurudev just vomiting, I am not in nothing. Sorry, I am first of all here, first time in my life. Maybe next year I may not be also. I will finish it within short time because so many speakers are here. So ultimately, he just told Prabhupada told, yes, he will make arrangement, correspond with me, I will tell you the date and timing. Ultimately, on 16 January 77, he came to Kumbh Mela at Prayag. It was very heavy cold, and Prabhupada told, you will come, we will go by train. So he, along with some local villagers, came and they accompanied Prabhupada the train and reached Bhubaneswar. There Prabhupada spent totally 17 days. And before that he wrote to Prabhupada, we have no good arrangement, only one thatched cottage is here. Hot is there, very much so not accommodating for you properly because you are moving different big cities and very good arrangements are there. So we had made two accommodations, one in one Mr. Advocate Patnaik in nearby village having a 2-storied building, and another in Odisha State Guest House. One room is booked for you. Whichever is choice, please tell us so that we will book it accordingly. Then Prabhupada told, no, neither will stay in State Guest House or in Life Members Bungalow. I will stay in the cottage erected by you on the land given by Supreme Lord Krishna. And ultimately, with all sorts of problems, Prabhupada stayed there, but told, I want an electrical connection because I am operating my dictaphone for Bhagavatam translation. That was Mr. Padhi, one executive engineer was there in Orissa State Electricity Board. He arranged one electrical point there which was used by Prabhupada at that time. And afterwards, Prabhupada was waiting the day 2nd February 77, the holy appearance of Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Trayodashi Tithi, to lay down the cornerstone of Bhubaneswar temple. Ultimately laid down the cornerstone and told Gaur Govind Maharaj that it will be done under your leadership and you should have your own men. At that time, devotees told Prabhupada will shift it to Puri because Puri has a beach and big temple and so many people are coming. Prabhupada told, no, I preferred it and it will be one of the best temple of the preaching center of the world. And he gave so many predictions to Gaur Govind Maharaj. One, he had told that this is the heart of the city, which Prabhupada already explained. And another is his by your able guidance and preaching, it will be one of the best preaching center of the world. And next one is, don't make deities of Jagannath. Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, they themselves will come here and you will have your temple. Krishna Balaram middle, right to Krishna Balaram Gaur Nitai, left to Krishna Balaram Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. By the prediction of Prabhupada, after 12 years, 1989, one gentleman came with the deities. From 1980 till 1989, 10 years passed, he kept the deities with land and money deposited in the bank, but he was not able to do anything for his business purpose. He was disposing the land and spending the money. Ultimately, his wife told that please inquire somewhere and give it to that deities to some temple. All the temples denied because Prabhupada wanted it to make the words of Prabhupada true. Jagannath had accepted his offer and he ultimately came in there 1989 to Bhubaneswar temple. Until now, the deities are there. When he came, deity Gaur Govind Maharaj opened the deity, 28 January 1991, same Nityananda Trayodashi Tithi, and Prabhupada had given so many instructions. Still, he just was in the room for 20th April 1991. At that time, Jagannath Baldev in the form of Krishna Balaram came to him and told, Gaur Govind Maharaj, you have made very nice temple, but it is very hot there. Please make some cooling arrangement. And Gaur Govind Maharaj, before he was thinking of it, immediately told them, both of them told to Gurudev that you are doing our, because previously in the year 1985, Gaur Govind Maharaj installed the Sankirtan Jagannath Baldev Subhadra with the Vedic rituals along with Bhakti Charu Maharaj, which are moving all over Odisha for preaching purpose. That with that deities we are observing Snana Purnima and Ratha Jatra and Bahuda Jatra. So both Krishna Balaram in form of Jagannath Baldev told, please arrange Chandan Jatra for us. These are specific instruction. So when he woke up, he saw that next morning is 21st April 91, the Chandan Jatra with Akshaya Tritiya Tithi. He immediately called the engineer and made some arrangement, and it is still now the pond is there, maintained by the temple for the purpose of their lordships. And ultimately when Prabhupada was in very ill and in the November month, Gaur Govind Maharaj got the news that Prabhupada is going to leave his body, he told Bhagavat Prabhu, you should be here, I am going to Prabhupada, because Prabhupada was very much liking to this place, so I have to have darshan. And with that permission of Bhagavat Prabhu, he came to here, and Prabhupada was liking the Kedar Gauri tank water very much, his stomachic disorder was over there, so he brought some small bottle of water for Prabhupada and little Jagannath Mahaprasadam. Because lying on the bed not possible to take, so he paid obeisances. Prabhupada was very much happy to see, oh, Gaur Govind Maharaj, you came. And he told Prabhupada this, please take me back to Bhubaneswar. As you like. Then immediately Tamal Krishna Maharaj told, what, as you like? He is in a bedridden condition. Is it possible to go? You are telling as you like? Tell him, pacify him that you will be okay. When your health will be okay, then you will go. But that's the Prabhupada's divine pastimes in Leela. So he gave some drops of Kedar Gauripand water and very little Mahaprasadam and told Prabhupada, yes, when you will be okay, your health will be okay, then only you will be back to Bhubaneswar. He has that liking, and ultimately he left his body in 14th November 1977. Bhagavad was present, but Gaur Govind Maharaj in Bhubaneswar, he just arranged all these programs and translated all the books of Prabhupada and preached not only in Odisha, in different parts of India and in America, in Europe, in Africa, in Australia, in Indonesia, everywhere preached science of Krishna consciousness, philosophy of Supreme Lord Jagannath, or transcendental pastimes of Supreme Lord. In this way, he glorified Prabhupada like anything, and ultimately, we should not explain that how is divine departure, which is the appearance festival. So many thanks to all the devotees present here to give me a chance to speak something of Gaur Govind Maharaj. If anything mistake, please excuse me, because it's my first time presentation in our international branch, Vrindavan Dham. जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय कृष्ण बलराम राधा श्याम सुंदर ललिता विशाखा जी की जय, जय श्री प्रभुपाद जी महाराज की जय, जय श्री गौर गोविंद महाराज 19th होली अपीयरेंस प्रोग्राम की जाए, व्यास पूजा फेस्टिवल की जाए, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाए, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाए।
So we are very thankful to Atmaram Prabhu. He gave so much information about Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj in detail. So I was in Bhubaneswar in 1979 to 81. I was there 3 years doing their post-graduation in ISKCON University. So that time we are young, we have the cycles and we are going from this way to Khandagiri. So it's Sunday. So that time there was nothing, there was a big board only, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And inside there nothing, only cottage. And Maharaj was staying there. And in Sunday we are going there, Maharaj used to distribute some khichdi on Sunday. So I was vegetarian also that time. So I was telling I can save one breakfast there to take khichdi. So we are going, young peoples going there, and Maharaj become very happy seeing the young peoples. And every Sunday we are getting some khichdi, but one Sunday there is no khichdi, finish. So we have become little disturbed. Oh, we did not get khichdi, today nothing food. But Maharaj told, I will give you some different types of food. So then he advised us in Krishna consciousness, about Krishna consciousness. He gave us first book I received from his hand. Perfect question, perfect answer. And Back to Godhead magazine. He gave 2 books. So then I read this book, perfect question, perfect, that if there is one name of Krishna, the God, then that name is Krishna. Because in our family also our family members, they are following the Shyamananda Sampradaya Vaishnava. So now that revived my consciousness. Oh, I have forgotten all these things. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, I met a devotee in ISKCON. The first devotee I met in ISKCON, or Prabhupada disciple or sannyasi, he was His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. He was my first devotee that I met him. And first book I received from his hand. And that's why he is my Sikhya Guru. And in this way, gradually I read many books. I liked his books. And also hear his cassettes, his lectures. So we can see I got inspired by him, basically. But then but that time I was going to everywhere. I was going to Sima Aurobindo, I am going to Ramakrishna Mission, I am going to Divine Light Society, everyone just. But later on I came to Rishikesh and finally come to Vrindavan. Then I joined here. Then, because I remember these books about I received from Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. And then finally I came and I joined here. But we can see how Gaur Govind Maharaj is a Vaishnava and his glories are spread all over the world. Unless a person from Goloka, from the Krishna's planet, he cannot be a guru, cannot be acharya. Because we are chanting every day. Guru Vastakam, Nikunja Jono, Ratikali Siddhai, Yaya Livirju, Tirapekshaniya, Tatrati Dakhya, Ratipallabhasya, Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. A guru is a very intimate servant of Krishna, serving the Sakhis, and Manjari is getting. So one time I was in Bhubaneswar, Atmaram Prabhu also giving lecture there. One time in Disappearance Day, that was Gaur Govind Maharaj Disappearance Day. And he was telling how Gaur Govind Maharaj disappeared. He was telling about how he was intimate servant of Lalita, something he was explaining. So we can see, so unless he is not an ordinary person, and Acharya is not an ordinary person, he is very intimate servant of Radha Krishna. So I am very much indebted to Maharaj, because he is the first person. I met him in ISKCON, whole ISKCON. He was the first person who guided me, show me the way of the path of Krishna consciousness. So today is his 99th appearance day, Next year will be Panchatattva Prabhu was talking to me. They planning to make it very big. So anyhow, I am very indebted to His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj. He is my Siksha Guru and guide. His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj ki Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
श्रीमते गौर गोविंद गोस्वामी इति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात देशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण। बड़े बड़े संतों के विषय में या वैष्णव के विषय में बोलना बड़ा कठिन है। भगवान को समझने के लिए तो अनेक शास्त्र हैं, लेकिन किसी संत को देख करके, किसी वैष्णव को देख करके नहीं समझा जा सकता है कि उनकी महानता कितनी बड़ी है, उनकी ऊंचाई कितनी बड़ी है, अंदर से कितने गहरे हैं। यह तो नहीं बता सकता हूँ, लेकिन हिज होलीनेस गौर गोविंद गोस्वामी महाराज जी का दर्शन हमने अपने गांव में किया था। हमारे गांव का मतलब जहाँ से श्रीपाद राधा गोविंद महाराज जी हैं, वहाँ से अनेक ऐसे संत हैं हमारे गांव से। तो महाराज श्री वहाँ आए। हम लोग भी बहुत पुराने नहीं थे, ISKCON में थे, लेकिन सुन करके हम लोग गए थे वहाँ पर। और हमारे तरफ में बहुत डिवोटी थे, बहुत भक्त बने। आज तो अनेक प्रकार के भक्त बने वहाँ पर, अनेक गाँव में हैं भक्त। तो महाराज उस समय गांव में बहुत व्यवस्था नहीं होती थी, गांव में बैठका होता था, दलान इत्यादि। तो वहाँ महाराज जी को बैठाया गया, अच्छे से बैठा करके। तो महाराज जी ने वहाँ पर एक गीत गाया, वैष्णव गीत, ए बार करुणा कर वैष्णव गोसाई। इसी भजन का उन्होंने अनुवाद किया, कथा किया। और हम समझते हैं कि 2 दिन गांव में रहे और अद्भुत प्रचार किया उन्होंने। उनकी जो वाणी में ताकत थी, शक्ति थी, उनको देखने से ही लगता था कि अंदर में कुछ आध्यात्मिक हलचल होने लगता था। ऐसे जो भक्त लोग होते थे, और बड़े स्पीड से बोलते थे, बड़े ताकत से बोलते थे, जोर से बोलते थे। हमें याद है वो शब्द कहा था कि बिना वैष्णव के कृपा के बिना भगवत प्राप्ति नहीं हो सकती है। बिना संत के कृपा के बिना भगवान की दया नहीं हो सकती है। यदि किसी संत की कृपा ना हो, वैष्णव की कृपा ना हो, तो भगवान सामने खड़े भी हों, वह व्यक्ति भगवान को नहीं समझ सकता है जब तक भगवान की कृपा न हो जाए, उस पर भक्तों की कृपा न हो जाए। इसी पर उन्होंने एक श्लोक विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती जी का कोट किया था, यस्य प्रसादाद भगवत प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादाद नगति कुतोपि। यदि किसी प्रमाणित गुरु का कृपा न हो उस व्यक्ति पर, तो भगवान नहीं मिलेंगे। बहुत सुंदर सुंदर बातें कहते थे गौर गोविंद महाराज जी। 2 या 3 दिन रहे साथ में, फिर कई एक बार मायापुर में दर्शन किया हम लोगों ने। मायापुर में दर्शन हुआ, बड़े निकट से बात करते थे। हिंदी थोड़ा सा उड़ीसा का शरीर था, इसलिए हिंदी बहुत सुंदर नहीं था, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत अच्छा से समाचार पूछना। क्योंकि वैष्णव का गीत बहुत गाते थे। वैष्णव के गीत गाने में कहते थे कि वैष्णव जो है, संत जो हैं, वो चलते फिरते गंगा हैं। उनके दर्शन करने से अनेक प्रकार के जीव, अनेक प्रकार के पाप करने वाले वे जीव पवित्र हो जाते हैं उनको देख करके। ऐसे वैष्णव के गीत गाते थे वो। और ज़्यादा बंगाली में गीत गाते थे। अंतिम में वो जो लाइन था, मुझे उसी समय उस गीत का मैंने लाइन याद किया। थोड़ा ढीठ टाइप के थे। हम लोग पूछते थे कि माँ ये बताओ ये कैसे होगा। तो गीत में अंतिम वाली जो इस गीत का लाइन था, उसमें उन्होंने बड़े सुंदर ढंग से, और उनका नेत्र में पानी भर गया, उसमें गाया कि प्रति जन्मे करी आशा चरण धूली नरोत्तम कर दया अपना रबली। प्रति जन्मे करी आशा चरण रे धूली नरोत्तम कर दया अपना रबली। इस गीत को शब्द को गा करके 2 मिनट मौन हो गए, और हम लोग भी ध्यान से सुनते थे। बहुत समझ में तो नहीं आती थी। तो ये संतों का जो दर्शन है, उनका जो संग है, उनकी जो वाणी है, उनका जो शब्द है, यदि आज हम सब अपने हृदय में उसका हृदय गमन करें, चित्त में बैठाएं, उन्हीं के चरण चिन्हों पर चलने का कोशिश करें, तो हम सब भी भगवत धाम को प्राप्त कर सकते हैं। ये लोग भगवान के डायरेक्ट पार्षद हैं, प्रभुपाद जी के सभी सहयोगी हैं। जैसे भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती प्रभुपाद जी के जितने शिष्य लोग थे, वे कहते थे कि ये सब प्रभु हैं, ये सब भगवान ने कृपा करके भेजा है। उसी प्रकार प्रभुपाद जी के जितने शिष्य लोग हैं, वो प्रभुपाद जी के सभी सहयोगी हैं। प्रभुपाद जी बार बार अपने प्रवचनों में कहते हैं, अपने शिष्यों से कहते हैं कि तुम लोगों के बिना मेरा जीवन अधूरा है। तुम्हारे सहयोग से हम कृष्ण भक्ति और कृष्ण कॉन्शस को प्रचार प्रसार कर सकते हैं। आज हमारे जो वर्तमान आचार्य हैं, जो उनके वर्तमान शिष्य लोग हैं, उसी प्रकार से उसी परंपरा में, उसी कुल परंपरा में होकर के, शिष्य परंपरा में होकर के आज अनेक प्रकार के मंदिरों का निर्माण करते जा रहे हैं। प्रचार प्रसार खूब हो रहा है। इस तरह से अपने शिष्य परंपरा में होकर के अपने वर्तमान गुरु जो चले गए हैं प्रभु के धाम में, उनके लिए मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ। श्री गौर गोविंद महाराज जी के चरणों में मेरा कोटि कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम है। हरे कृष्णा।
ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। I won't say much. I'm looking forward to hearing more from Gaur Govind Maharaj's disciples. Srila Prabhupada, like a rain cloud, disseminated so much mercy on the whole world. And we know from reading his books that the spiritual master distributes his mercy equally to everyone. Just like rain, sometimes rain falls on the ocean where it's not needed, sometimes rain falls in the agricultural land, sometimes rain falls on rock. So the spiritual master's mercy is disseminated all over the world. Srila Prabhupada gave his mercy everywhere. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj was able to respond to that mercy because he was very, very fertile, very, very advanced personality, heads and shoulders above the rest of us. And he became so advanced, I think, that it took some time for people to recognize, at least internationally, just how advanced he was. So I remember one of the great things that I appreciated about him was that he very strongly preached. He strongly preached whatever he preached, but one particular point that I appreciated was that he always insisted that everything we have to learn about Krishna consciousness can be found within Srila Prabhupada's books. There's absolutely nothing lacking at all. This was appreciable because at that time there were people, even in ISKCON, who actually had serious doubts about that. So it was very refreshing to hear at that time, and always valuable for all of us. So there are so many things that we could say, but others can say it better than me. So I'll be brief about this, but in sum, I want to say that I feel very fortunate to say at least a few words of glorification and to humbly offer my respects at his lotus feet. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripasindhibhya Vacha Pattanang Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namah. So today we are here because of the auspicious occasion of the holy appearance day of His Holiness Gaur Govind Goswami Maharaj. We have heard already that how glorious devotee he was from the birth. Actually, when he was there in the planet and trying very hard to establish the temple of Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar, almost he was all alone, and that was the last project of Srila Prabhupada. And the 70s, I think early 80s he started, and when I saw him, like Prabhupada Maharaj was telling, I saw him first time also in my life as a devotee in that he was there in the heart, and at that time he was sick, and there was no temple at that time, but then after a few years, so slowly he started going to abroad, out of country, out of India. So then he started, the temple got pick up, construction got pick up and all that. But one thing, well, nobody was recognizing him much at that time. He was all alone and university. One thing Prabhupada used to say, there is a saying in Bengali, Bhajan karo, sadhan karo, marte janle hoy. Whatever austerities, whatever sadhan bhajan we are doing, the result will be seen at the time of death. How your death is happening. So that we have not seen the birth time of Gaur Govind Maharaj, we are hearing, but practically I was there in Mayapur, Atmaram was there also. Anyway, though it was not today is not the disappearance day of the Maharaj, but because by the disappearance only we recognize him, and after his disappearance his glories knew no bounds, going like anything spreading all over. So, and it is said, actually, the way he departed from this planet, it was something special. And the way he used to preach the way of his speaking, the way of his dealing, it shows that how much love was there inside. Full of love. His every action, his speaking, walking, talking, every action was full of love and devotion. We are seeing the class, very simple, very normal way, speaking and laughing, but we can mark the depth of attachment towards Krishna in this behavior. So, as we heard in the first sight, it is said, Guna Chinhe Gunya. Those who are really up to that quality, they are qualified, they can understand the quality of Vaishnavas. As Radha Vallabh Prabhu was explaining, that though there are various scriptures to recognize Krishna, to know about Krishna, but about devotees, there is nothing like that. How can we recognize the glories of a devotee? So those who are in that stage, elevated stage, they can, at a glance, they can understand. So Prabhupada, at first glance, he understand because as he was in almost sannyasi base, only 2 gamchas in his body, and he asked, I don't know how he changed his name from Brajabandhu to Gaur Gopal. He himself changed him by himself. I don't know. So, and Prabhupada gave the name Gaur Govinda. So Prabhupada immediately recognized. Today I was reading one statement, Prabhupada and some other his disciples, they are discussing about him, that he is a very nice gentleman. Somehow or other Krishna sent him, and he is so nice, he is doing very nice translation, he is very sincere, very serious. This is Prabhupada's statement about him, discussing among his disciples about Guru Govinda Maharaj. So from the first vision, Prabhupada could recognize that what kind of devotee he is, and his seriousness and sincerity. And so that's why there was a fighting. How come he can avoid sannyas in not even 1 year? Before 1 year. But Prabhupada is Prabhupada. He recognized him, as he was telling him, because he was Vaishnava from the birth. You are counting seniority from your joining date, but he should count from his birth date. Today is the appearance day. So he appeared on this planet, and he was from that time, he was the person of Krishna. He was his parikar. So from the beginning to the end, whatever he has done, and especially when he got accepted by Prabhupada officially, initiated, and then not only that, when Prabhupada given the responsibility and the job of making the temple in Bhubaneswar, and I think it's in 77 or something like that, 77, so he got the plot of land, totally barren land, nobody was going, national highway, nothing was there, practically nothing. I heard that even Guru Govinda Maharaj used to stay in Dharmasala in Lingaraj temple, and with a bicycle he used to come here. Nothing was there. And at that time he has given so much, he has taken so much trouble to fulfill the desire of Prabhupada. One time I heard that when he was sick, at that time he was crying most of the time he was crying. One time some Prabhupada disciple, they met him and he was crying. And by seeing he is crying, they said he is suffering like anything. So he said, Guru Govinda, we want to take you to Calcutta or somewhere to give you better treatment. He said, no, I am not crying because of my sickness. Then why you are crying so much? I am crying not because of my sickness. I am crying that I cannot fulfill the desire of my spiritual master. I may leave my body, I cannot fulfill the desire of my spiritual master. That's what I am crying. That's what I am crying. But somehow or other, by his special prayer of mercy of Prabhupada, he became okay, he recovered from his disease, and very fast he got pick up when he started visiting out of country, very fast, and within few years then the Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar manifest, and how the Krishna Balaram deity, Prabhupada instructed, I think Nathanapa missed it, that you have to make brass deity of Krishna Balaram, not other deity. Particularly that is instruction of Prabhupada to him, brass deity of Krishna Balaram. And I think this is the only big size brass deity in ISKCON. This is the first big size ISKCON of Krishna Balaram deity and Gaur Nitai deity. And Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, they will come by themselves, you don't worry for them. So Prabhupada had some intimacy with him, though very short association, not much, but so much intimacy, and gave so much instruction to him. So by this we can understand that he was not only dear to Krishna, he was dear to Prabhupada too. And somehow or other, very fast he opened the Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar, and his preaching was picking up like anything. And in 1996, the centennial year, Prabhupada's 100 years anniversary, this year he was preaching, started preaching in Orissa, giving lectures like bold lectures, and he ended in Mayapur, and he left and he stayed in Mayapur only. So we can see his glorious preaching. Now the devotees, they are recognizing him through the books, but if you hear practically, and those who have that fortunate to can hear directly from his lotus mouth, you can see how exactly like a school teacher, he used to teach the philosophy in the way, and very personal, but taking the name, you understand, you, and like that, very personal, taking name and all that. So, and he was always laughing, but so like jolly, looking like that. So all these symptoms, we can see that he was not ordinary personality. He was very, very dear to Radha Gopinath and dear to Srila Prabhupada. Definitely, we should feel proud that in this society, we are member of such society, in which society such elevated personalities were there. So we should feel proud of Gaur Govind Maharaj that we belong to such society that where he was there, and he gave his full effort to establish the Krishna Balaram temple and order of Srila Prabhupada. So there is so much to say, but already many devotees are there and his time is short. So today is the holy appearance day of such exalted, elevated, dear Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. So just by hearing and speaking about him and seeing about him, anybody can be purified. So I just come to not to glorify him, I want to purify myself by speaking something and hearing something about him. So again, because we have to take this special opportunity, today is the appearance day, he must be watching from the spiritual planet what we are doing here in Vrindavan, because he started his spiritual life, met his Guru here only, and his worshipable deity is Krishna Balaram. This is Krishna Balaram. I think 2-3 places he was there. He started Krishna Balaram temple Vrindavan, went to Hyderabad Krishna Balaram temple, and ended in Krishna Balaram temple in Bhubaneswar. In Krishna Balaram he is associating with 3 times. So we are today observing his appearance day in Krishna Balaram temple. So today we should pray at his lotus feet that the dedication, the devotion and the serious sincerity he has for his Guru and Krishna. So today if he can, by his mercy you can get a 1 billionth time of this, then our life can be success. Hare Krishna. Sri Sri Gaur Govind Goswami Maharaj ki, Samveta Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Most, very much with all my heart, I want to thank all of the devotees that are here and coming to hear the glories of my revered spiritual master Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. I sincerely thank you. I wished we had hours and hours and hours of hearing this glorification, because it's helping me in my spiritual life. It's helping and encouraging me to remember my Gurudev. So thank you very much for all your invaluable association to me, because time is going by. Gurudev left in 1996, and I need this kind of association. I need to hear his glories just to be reminded, so that my heart can be softened and I can remember his lotus feet. Interestingly enough, Ishwar Prabhu, he chose the DVD lecture today. I didn't know what he would choose. It was called Praying for Sadhu Sangha. And Gurudev is speaking how we need the association of Vaishnava, because we need their Maha Prasadam, we need the foot dust, we need the foot washing water of their lotus feet. And when I wrote a little homage, I was actually meditating on that, because in moving a little bit, preaching here and there, sometimes unfortunately we've had the experience, myself I've also had the experience when the Guru falls from grace, and it's very heart-wrenching experience, and of course we try to avoid that, and we want to encourage the devotees to not lose heart and to continue with their service in Srila Prabhupada's society. And sometimes we're hearing pacifying words, never mind, you're connected now with the Guru Parampara, just stay within ISKCON, you're under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, which is good and which is nice, and of course that's important. But my heart felt a little bit sad that after having this tremendous fortune of spending about 6 years with Gaur Govinda Maharaj in Bhubaneswar and hearing daily his Srimad Bhagavatam classes and having his divine association, naturally there's so many realizations, and naturally you wish that experience for one and all, because this is the real connection, the eternal connection between disciple and the Guru, is to be able to get their association, hear their katha, get their Mahaprasadam, receive their holy foot dust, and take the foot drinking water of their lotus feet. One time after class, Gurudev said, unless you surrender to a pure devotee of the Lord, your surrender to Krishna has no meaning. Guru is a pure devotee of Krishna, 100% surrendered to him, and only his discipline can qualify a conditioned soul to come to Krishna. So my Gurudev saved me from a most abominable, hellish condition. He instilled in me a desire to serve Krishna. My heart is filled with only so many nasty things, or in his words, a hog wanting to eat stool. He explained, without complete surrender to Guru, our so-called surrender is only partial, conditional, or even artificial. Our wicked mind will rebel in so many ways against this discipline, even trick us into thinking that we're fully surrendered. Gurudev said, one who helps you to develop Krishna consciousness is a real friend. He told, be sincere about Krishna consciousness, free from duplicity, be as simple as a child, give up crookedness, get Krishna in this life. And like Prabhu was saying, Gurudev he clearly explained how everything is in Srila Prabhupada's books. He said there's no need to go outside looking elsewhere. But many things of Prabhupada's statements, his purports, need further elaboration, because he's only given in seed form. So this word duplicity came up a lot with Gurudev, and even so afterwards I also see it. in all places in Srila Prabhupada's books, but it struck me at the time when Gurudev was instructing to become free from this duplicity. At the time of my initiation, he was very sober. Gurudev was, very jolly, but he was very sober. Like on his Vyasa Puja day, he was in a very grave, very serious mood because he felt it's such a responsibility. Everything he did, everything he said, every movement was service to Srila Prabhupada. And for me, it was amazing to see how on one side I had this fortune to actually have the experience of the association of a Maha Bhagavat devotee, the topmost Vaishnava, yet at the same time, he was unbelievably humble before his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev would say, only by the association with Vaishnavas who are completely Krishna conscious can we develop bhakti. Otherwise, no one can develop bhakti. This is the only means. And he quotes Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 22:51. Mahat kripa vina kona kama bhakti naya, Krishna bhakti dure rahu sangsana akshaya. Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service, to say nothing of Krishna bhakti. One cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. So we're so amazingly fortunate to have Gurudev's association every day, have had his association every day, and of course we are having his association every day, hearing his lengthy Srimad Bhagavatam class, receiving his Mahaprasad remnants, his foot washing water, and the dust of his divine, beautiful, soft lotus feet. Srimad Bhagavatam 7th Canto instructs, unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, completely free from material contaminations, persons very much inclined toward material life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, who is glorified for his uncommon activities only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. In this way can one be freed from material contamination. I was loitering the streets of Sydney, going to St. Mary's Cathedral in 1975, crying to God, please help me, please help me. I didn't realize at that time that Srila Prabhupada had actually come to Sydney and Melbourne in Australia, and I used to walk past the temple, but I didn't have the good fortune to make the connection then. And then when I joined Krishna consciousness here in Vrindavan in 1979, and I heard about Srila Prabhupada and how he had been present and how I just missed him, even so I was in this world at the same time, I was thinking, my gosh, how could you be more unfortunate than that? Somehow or otherwise, Srila Prabhupada's grace, after reading his books for so many years, I had the opportunity to then get the mercy of my spiritual master, Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami, and get Srila Prabhupada's mercy double and tenfold through the bona fide connection. And I feel so fortunate, and our hearts always overflows in wanting to share this good fortune. It is always said that Vani is more important than Vapu. However, in Gurudev's association, Krishna consciousness seemed so easy, possible, and attainable. He created a force in us that made even a most degraded person like myself want to serve Krishna, want to surrender to Krishna. When will I be able to have that holy association again and not be constantly plagued with the ravings of my insane mind? One time Gurudev told the story of Pingala, the prostitute. We all know the story of Pingala from the 11th canto, how she was so fixated on waiting and so focused on waiting on her next customer. When will he come? When will my lover come? Such a burning fire was inside of her. But suddenly she became completely frustrated and gave it up totally and renounced and became a Vaishnavi. Gurudev told this story at length. At the end of the class, I ran to him while he was sitting on the Vyasa, and I was shaking, I was crying. I said, Gurudev, how because I very much identified with Pingala, the prostitute. I was thinking, that's me. And then I asked Gurudev, how was it possible for her to one moment go in this direction, being so fixated in wanting to have her lust satisfied by her next customer, and like that she was able to give it up completely and surrender fully at the lotus feet of the Lord. And Gurudev was quiet for a moment, then he looked at me very seriously and he said, you have to understand, Anuradha, that day one sadhu had come to her house. And I was thinking, I understand. Again and again the Shastras are telling us it's only possible to surrender to Krishna by the association of a pure Vaishnava. And somehow or other, being given this great fortune to have the holy association of a pure Vaishnava, and he is installing in me a feeling, yes, I want to surrender to Krishna, I want to serve Krishna. Lord Chaitanya instructed Sanatana Goswami, my dear Vaishnava, seeing a person like you is the perfection of one's eyesight, touching your lotus feet is the perfection of the sense of touch, and glorifying your good qualities is the tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord. I know that since Gurudev has left this world, he's watching over me every step of the way. Before, I could only know this theoretically. I'd heard it theoretically, that after Prabhupada left, never mind, Prabhupada is still watching, Guru is still watching. And I know it now from my own practical experiences, unqualified as I am. Even so, Gurudev so-called left 23, 24 years back. Actually, every day he's with me and every day he's watching. He would give an analogy. He said, just like the father goes with his child on the roof and they're walking on the roof. Here in India we have flat roofs and there's no railings oftentimes. So the father is walking with the son, and if the son is getting too close to the edge of the roof, he'll pull him back. So this is how Gurudev is watching. He's watching that our bhajan is going on. Still we miss him. However, my heart constantly wishes to have his wonderful association again, like we had in Bhubaneswara. Especially to hear his loud booming voice, speaking with such conviction, devotion, and such urgency. He was so urgent. I remember his very first class he gave in Australia that I heard. I was astonished. For 2.5 hours he was speaking non-stop and giving quote after quote. And it wasn't a show of gyan. It was just this urgency to save us, to save Srila Prabhupada's movement. He would give us an instruction, and this is what we are as disciples are needing to hold true. He said, it is our duty to uphold the prestige of Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON society. So we have to do everything in our capacity to fulfill that wish. He explained in one class how the jivas are looking for happiness, but they don't know how to find this happiness. But those who are ill-fated, they don't know how to do bhajan. They're floating in this dreadful ocean of materialistic existence and have been suffering. In the material world is filled with them. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared here in this material world upon the advent of Kali Yuga, and Bhagavat carries to us a complete new message for the jivas of Kali Yuga. All Shastras have said to do Bhagavat Bhajan, but Bhagavat not only says that, Bhagavat says something more than that. What is that? Bhagavat says, hey jiva, you have no ability to do bhajan. You have no qualification at all to call him. You listen to me. Stay. Open your ears. Listen. You listen silently. How will you call him? You listen to how he is calling you, how his heart is splitting for you. You are not crying for him. He is crying for you. You listen to this. He is calling you. Murali Da Krishna is calling you. The deity of Bhagavat is Murali Da Krishna. Look at him holding his flute and calling you, come to me, come to me, come to me. So like so many Maharajas and Prabhus have said, there's so many things to say. Our heart is overflowing out of gratitude to our dear Srila Gurudev. And I just want to say one more last quote in appreciation, because his words are perfect. He would say, as the lotus flower lives and grows in water, it remains untouched by water. Similarly, although the Guru comes here, he remains untouched. He never becomes affected by the three modes of material nature. He remains untouched. Therefore, the lotus feet of Guru are compared to a lotus. To the bumblebee that goes to the lotus that is in water and remains in the core of its heart is sheltered by the petals of the lotus. Thereby, the bumblebee also remains untouched by the water because he is at the core of the lotus. So if a fortunate disciple or bhakta has taken shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Guru, he does not need to be afraid of this material world. He will not be affected by the material nature because he has sincerely taken shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Guru. In the same way as the lotus gives shelter and protects the bumblebee from being touched by the water, this is the lotus feet of Sri Guru. So it's the most auspicious day of my dear spiritual master, my friend, my dearest friend, my father, my most well-wishing Guru. And I'd like to take the opportunity to humbly beg for his mercy to grant us his auspicious association and give us the vision of those Vaishnava Sadgurus that are near us, because he would say how the material world will go on without the sun and moon. Similarly, how the world of Vaishnavism will go on without the presence of Sri Guru, the pure sadhu. So I beg for that auspicious blessing and the association of the Vaishnavas, and may we all cry forever and ever to have that holy association. Srila Gurudeva ki jai.